Hi and welcome to Spice and Pans. Today we'll be cooking Singapore traditional prawn noodle soup. So let's start cooking. In collaboration with Pots and Pans Culinary Studio, we are launching an incredible cooking course featuring our loved recipes. Join us in our exclusive local Chinese delight course. Sign up with the link below or scan this QR code. See you there! Now we're going to blanch our pork. I have with me over here half a kilogram of pork soft bone. These are the tip of the ribs. Right, you can use premium ribs if you want to, but this will be good enough for me. Have a wok of water. Don't turn on the heat first. Put everything in. Blanching the pork bones or the ribs will actually help to give you a better soup, and there will be less gum and your soup will be less cloudy too. After you put everything in, you turn the heat up to medium. Bring this to a boil. I'll see you back in a while. Once the water starts to boil, we'll still boil this for another 10 minutes. I'll see you back in a while. 10 minutes have passed. We will now remove the ribs from the boiling water, wash, drain them dry and set them aside. I'll show you the next step after this. Now we are going to dry fry our white peppercorn as well as our dried shrimp using a clean pan without adding any oil. Turn the heat to medium-low. Add in 35 grams of dried shrimp. I've just washed this and rinsed them dry, so you don't need to soak this. Just put everything in. Add in also 10 grams of white peppercorn. Now move them around, we don't want to burn them. Dry roasting all these ingredients will actually make the flavor more aromatic as well as bringing out a stronger flavor. This trick is very good, especially when you do not have enough of the prawn heads to make the prawn soup. So normally I'll just use dried shrimp to add on to the soup itself to make it more shrimpy in flavor. When you hear crackling and popping from the peppercorn, you know that this is ready. But please do remember to stir them. Okay, we don't want to burn them. When you see too much smoke rising up from the pan or your wok, that means it's too hot. So just reduce it down a little bit. I've been frying this for about 4 or 5 minutes already, and this is about done. I can start to smell a very beautiful aroma from the peppercorn. I can feel the hardening of the dried shrimp. It's almost ready. I can see some of the peppercorns popping. Now as you can see, the peppercorns have a darker hue now. So that means that they are ready. Okay, so now we just turn off the heat, add them into a container like this, alright, so that they can soak well inside our soup. Just remove them, put them in like this. This particular utensil will actually help to remove all the smaller bits from the soup so much easier. Once you are done with this, I'll show you the next step. Now we are going to start preparing the soup. Boil a pot of water, approximately 2.5 liters. This is good for 4 person. I've already peeled half a kilogram of prawns as well as deveined them. Right? We just need to cook this in the hot water now, or boiling water. Just put everything in. This will cook pretty fast, approximately 2 to 3 minutes. Now in case you are wondering what kind of prawns to use, I'm using tiger prawns over here. You can use any prawns. Once the prawns are cooked, we remove them from the heat and submerge them into a cold bath. This to make the prawns crispier and juicier and to stop the cooking process. In the same pot, we'll add in the dried shrimp and peppercorn that we have dry roasted just now. Put them in. The ribs, everything in. We'll also add in 2 whole bar of garlic. Please wash them. For a little bit of robustness and flavor, I'm adding in 1 whole chicken stock cube. If you do not want to use chicken stock cube, you can add in more ribs or you can add in chicken feet just to make it more robust. Once this is boiling, let's turn the heat down, cover it up, and we'll simmer the pork rib for 1 hour. In the meanwhile, we'll fry our prawn heads and the prawn shell before adding them into the soup. Now we'll proceed to fry our prawn heads as well as the shell. Please heat up your pan or your wok using medium heat or medium-low heat. Add in a little bit of oil. Swirl the oil around a little bit. And you add in your prawn shell as well as the prawn heads. Put everything in. These are from the 500 grams of prawns. We need to fry them until they are cooked and a little bit light. This to remove the fishy taste from the prawn heads. Some of you might be wondering what light is. Basically, it means the weight of the prawn head is supposed to be lighter than it is right now. Okay? If the heat is too high or there's too much smoke, just reduce the heat down. Okay, slowly fry them. You want to get all the flavors out. This process will take between 5 to 10 minutes depending on the heat and the amount of prawn heads or shell that you have. In case you're wondering whether you can add a couple of pieces of ginger just to remove the fishiness of the prawn heads, I would suggest not to, otherwise you will just mess up the whole taste of the prawn stock or the prawn soup that we are making. Okay, we are almost done with this. Now as you can see, right, the prawns, the head has all turned red and the shell also, and it's a little bit on the crispy side. That means this is dry enough. So the next step what we are going to do is just to add in some of the stock into here. Just add in 2 or 3 scoops of the hot soup that we prepared just now. Deglaze the pan a little bit like what I'm doing over here. All these are flavors. Using a potato masher or your spatula, just gently and carefully press down the prawn heads. Get as much flavors out as possible. Once you're done with this, we'll pour this back into the soup. This is the soup that we have cooked earlier. Just add in all this prawn head, prawn shell. Alright? Once you're done with this, put the lid back on. Still using low heat to simmer this. In the meanwhile, we'll fry our rock sugar. Now we're going to caramelize our rock sugar. You don't have to wash your wok or your pan. Using medium-low heat, add in a little bit of oil. Add in 25 grams of rock sugar. And we'll slowly melt them and caramelize them. This is what gives the prawn soup the beautiful dark hue. Now sugar melts at very high temperature, so please be very careful while you are doing this. You can lightly knock on the rock sugar so that they disintegrate easier and faster. We just need to fry the sugar or caramelize it into a very beautiful dark brown. But be careful not to burn it also. Keep stirring them, like what I'm doing over here. If you don't have rock sugar, you can use any form of sugar. Brown sugar, white cane sugar, no problem. As you can see, the sugar over here has browned beautifully and is already foaming, right? This is the right time to add in our soup now. Remember, it's very important when making this to have very hot water or hot soup, otherwise it will splash very violently. So be very careful. From a safe distance, just pour the hot soup in. I just melt everything and merge everything together. As you can see, this is what we want, a very beautiful dark brown hue. Now we'll transfer this and pour this into our soup. Now we'll just pour the rock sugar mixture into the soup. Give this a light stir, right? Our soup is looking so pretty. Continue to simmer this, and in the meanwhile, we'll prepare the pork lard as well as the shallot oil. Now we'll proceed to fry our lard. I have with me over here about 300 grams of lard cut into pieces like this. Pour everything in. You do not need to add oil because oil will naturally seep out of this lard. Add in about 1/3 of a teaspoon of salt. This will help to dehydrate the lard and thus make it crispier. I'm using the same wok, but please wash it first. We will just need to extract the oil out and fry this until it's a light golden brown before we add in our shallots. This is what I grew up eating. There's this very famous prawn noodles store near where I lived when I was a kid. It's known as Albert Street Prawn Noodles. I think you can still find it in Old Airport Road, that hawker center itself. By that time the owner was there. I tell you, this is what makes the dish really, really flavorful. The pork lard with the shallot oil. Now if you do not want to use lard, of course you can just at least make the shallot oil, because then that will make this dish really flavorful. You can see that the oil is slowly seeping out of the lard. This will take a couple of minutes, maybe up to 10 minutes or so. Just slowly fry them, right? Extract as much oil as possible so that your lard will be really crispy. There will be 2 products coming out of this. One will be the crispy lard and the other one will be the lard oil. Now if you cannot finish the crispy lard and you want to keep them and consume them another time, I would suggest that you actually drain them out of the oil, put them in an airtight container and put them in the freezer. Alright, whenever you want to eat, just bring them out and then put them over your noodles or whatever without heating it. It will be very good. This is being taught to me by an ex-chef. But of course, if you want your lard to be warm or hot while you eat them, you can actually pop them in the air fryer, turn it to 180 degrees Celsius for 5 to 10 minutes. Now for the oil part itself, you can also put it in your regular fridge and you can use that for, I think, approximately a month or so. Okay, I'll continue to fry this and I'll show you how they look like before I add in the shallot. I'll see you back in a while. I've been frying this for a total of approximately 5 minutes or so. As you can see, it's a very beautiful light golden brown. Right, now we'll add in our shallots sliced thinly. This is 10 pieces of shallots. Put everything in. I'm cooking everything together because firstly it saves time and secondly the oil will be more flavorful too. Now of course if you want to cook this separately you can. Just remove the crispy lard, some of the lard oil and leave some behind and fry your shallot. You remove everything when the shallots are light brown in color. Don't cook them until they are dark brown because the residual heat will cook them further. This will take a couple of minutes and I'll show you how they look like in a while. I've been frying this for approximately 4 to 5 minutes and as you can see, the shallots are browning, right? And now we'll separate them from the oil. Turn off the heat and separate them. Using a strainer, just pour the oil through the strainer. It's been an hour of simmering the soup stock. We'll now remove the ribs first. Look at how pretty the soup looks. So pretty and delicious. Now we'll just scoop up the ribs. Right, the ribs are already very tender. This is what we want. I'm removing the ribs first because I'm going to continue simmering the soup for another half an hour and I don't want my ribs to be too soft or too tender. I like a little bit of bite in my ribs. After you have removed all the ribs, put in back the pepper as well as the dried shrimp. Put the lid back on and at low heat we'll simmer this for another half an hour and then we'll season it. I'll see you back in a while. Half an hour is up. Let's have a look. Wow, smells really fantastic. Now we'll season this. Season this according to your taste. I'll be adding in 2 teaspoons of salt first and then adjust accordingly. Give it a light stir. Look at how pretty the soup is. Oh, really good. But I reckon 1 more teaspoon of salt will be perfect. Okay, now all we have to do is just cook some yellow noodles, put the dish together and pour the soup over the noodles. Now we're going to cook our kangkong as well as our yellow noodles. Over medium-high heat, make sure that the water is boiling. Add in a small bunch of kangkong and also add in your yellow noodles. How much you want to eat, you just add in how much. The kangkong is optional. You can use bean sprout if you want to, or you can just forgo the veg altogether. Now, the yellow noodles are actually cooked already. You just need to heat it up. So this will take less than a minute. And kangkong cooks pretty fast. So something like this will be good. We'll now remove the noodles as well as the kangkong from the hot water. Place them onto our bowl. Now we're going to assemble the dish. A few pieces of beautiful fish cakes. Again, this is optional, but this is how it's being served. A couple of prawns. Some ribs. A little bit of the crispy shallot and lard. This is going to be so good. Place them in the center like this. Drip a little bit of the shallot and lard oil. Just a little bit would be nice. Now we just need to top this up with the hot soup. This is so good. And once you're done with this, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for lunch. Beautiful. And now the dish is done, let's have a taste. This is a very familiar smell that I'm having over here. Very aromatic. Try the noodles. Really, really good. Soup. Oh. This is what I grew up with. Beautiful aromatic soup. Some prawny taste inside here. This is really fantastic. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like our video. Do click like on our video and do subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. And now it's time to go. See you. Bye bye.